Louisiana's news channel. This is 9 News at 10.
Happy 4th of July to you. I'm Jaron Jordan in for Tiana DeQuano tonight. We'll have much more on Baton Rouge's 4th of July celebrations in just a minute, but first we begin with developing news tonight out of Zachary. East Baton Rouge deputies are investigating a homicide at this hour. They tell us a man was found dead around 7 o'clock this evening on South Vernon Drive. That's just off of Pride Port Hudson Road. So far, details are very limited on how the man died or if deputies know of any suspects connected to the case. We do have a crew on scene right now. We know that the sheriff's office was asked to take over the case from Zachary Police. If you can help investigators in any way, please give Crime Stoppers a call. Their number, of course, 344-STOP. Earlier in the day, many of you might have had to dodge some showers and storms, but how'd the weather hold out for 4th of July fireworks? Let's get over now to meteorologist Jeff Morrow and your first alert forecast. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jaron. Well, it's dry for us here in Baton Rouge for the fireworks festivities, but we do have some wet weather still on radar. You take a look back, though, at the last 12 hours, and you can see widespread showers and thunderstorms affecting the area today with a number of severe thunderstorm warnings for damaging winds. Now, the last remaining showers are a result of a sea breeze and outflow boundary sort of colliding. That helped trigger a few more showers here during the evening hours, but those are slowly beginning to wind down here across south central Louisiana. But you take a look at the storm reports across the state and across the southeast today, very numerous, and most of them for thunderstorm wind damage dropping quite a bit of tree limbs down, and also a 65-mile-per-hour wind gust reported in Macomb at their airport. 74 degrees is our current temperature here in the capital city, 72 in Macomb and 77 in New Orleans. Now, we do have mostly cloudy skies, so that could actually allow our temperature to rise a few degrees during the overnight hours. We are expected, though, to stay in the mid-70s before we hit the mid-morning hours, and then those temperatures will start to climb pretty quickly. How about the rest of your holiday weekend? Well, we have more wet weather on your Sunday. I'll have a look at that forecast coming up in just a few minutes, Jaron.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, 239 years ago, the Declaration of Independence was approved and the United States was officially born. Tonight, fireworks on the levee honored that anniversary with a dazzling display of light and color. Andrew Nomura talked to some folks around the city about what this country means to them.
She was born July 4th, 1776, and at that moment, we knew she was going to be something special.
Because it's the greatest country in the world.
Quickly, the little girl grew into a woman full of life, and as we watched her grow up, like anyone else,
I guess it was probably the end of World War II.
She had her good days.
I remember watching people, seeing the pictures in the newspapers and all that stuff of people running up and hugging one another.
And definitely
maybe a segregation.
Some tough ones.
Why is that?
Because people are equal. That's in the Constitution, right?
Oh, she isn't perfect by far, but what separates her from the rest is her effort to give everyone a fighting chance for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And this country just offers so much to anybody. I don't care. I grew up, I was a kid, had nothing. We lived in a one-room house. My mother used to drag a pan out for me taking my bath in Friday night. We had no bathtub in our house. And now I'm living a wonderful life.
A woman we know as America.
I traveled all over the world in my occupation, and I've never found a place like this.
Now, where else can you have the freedom we have today?
And she is beautiful. Andrew Nomura, WAFB 9 News.
Thanks, Andrew, for that report. Well, a big draw for country music and classic TV fans in Livingston Parish this weekend. The Cajun Country Jam took over the parish's fairgrounds today. It also played host to the Dukes of Hazzard reunion for the first time. Even with controversy surrounding the show and some of its symbols, hundreds of fans gathered up for the meet and greet and also some other fun. Organizers say there's no better place to bring classic TV and country music together.
We got a little rain at this time, but hey, I got to tell you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't stop Livingston Parish. They'll just grab a P-row and just grab a seat. It's just a better seat in the house. But, I mean, where else can you get finer entertainment than Tracy Lawrence, Mark Chestnut, Gillis Silo, LaRue, Van Broussard? It's going to be a huge day.
Grab them P-rows, folks. The Cajun Country Jam wrapped up tonight with its own fireworks show and performance by Tracy Lawrence. In Point Capee Parish, today's nasty weather didn't stop folks from having a good time out on the water. The boats did have to dodge a few lightning strikes on False River today. You can see them in the distance there just a little bit, but there were still plenty of boats on the water for the 33rd annual 4th of July Boat Parade. It went on as scheduled despite the threat of severe weather. Boaters were awarded prizes in categories like Best Decorated and Most Patriotic. Police across the country remain on high alert as Independence Day celebrations continue through the night. Extra security measures are being taken to keep America safe this 4th of July holiday weekend. Kenneth Craig has the details.
Fireworks lit up the night sky over the East River in New York City. An estimated 3 million spectators didn't let a terror threat warning rain on their 4th of July celebration.
We can't live our lives in fear. Bad things can happen, but we can't live our lives in fear.
Concerned about a potential lone wolf-style attack, the NYPD deployed an extra 7,000 heavily armed police officers to watch over the crowd.
So it's not so much what we know that concerns us, but what we might not know.
Police here say there have not been any specific threats, but they are ready.
At first I was a little dubious, but I thought, no, this is fine. I'm going to come here and I'm going to have a good time.
Law enforcement also beefed up security at other high-value targets like the National Mall in Washington, D.C. 18,000 feet of chain-link fence surrounded the landmark. Thousands of people passed through screening checkpoints before they could find a spot to watch the fireworks. And in Philadelphia, the birthplace of the Declaration of Independence, pride and patriotism were on full display under heavy security. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
ISIS has called on its followers to attack during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, which ends in mid-July. Other local headlines for you tonight. A woman involved in a serious wreck earlier this week in Watson has died. State police say 19-year-old Lolene Collier died last night of the injuries she sustained from that crash. It happened on Thursday just north of LA 64 in Livingston Parish when her car was hit by an 18-wheeler. Officials say impairment was not a factor in the crash. Some patients and doctors in the Baton Rouge General on Bluebonnet were asked to shelter in place during a fire this morning. St. George fire officials say they were called to the hospital around 10 o'clock after a propane bottle used to heat tar on the roof caught fire. The fire only affected a small part of the roof and was quickly put out. There were no injuries reported in the incident. An LSU Lady Tiger legend joined some impressive company in the LSU Sports Hall of Fame. We'll have that for you next, plus why some are concerned about what's in the water off the East Coast. Stay with us.